All right. Okay, so for lesson 6, before we start our session, so let us talk about first the contents. Okay, so first, let us have the lesson objectives. So at the end of the lesson, what are the objectives that we aiming to achieve, no, after the discussion? So the first one is, at the end of the 2-hour session, the students shall be able to examine proper particles in each given sample sentences with a passing rate of 80%. Actually, in lesson 6, here we are going to talk about fixed particles. No? Particularly, we will be using transitive verbs. So hopefully, by the end of the discussion, we can examine which proper particles are suited for those grammar pattern. Okay, so yun yung one of the aims. The second one under the affective domain is for us to be able to compose grammatically correct sentences, at least with a passing rate of 80% again. So when you say grammatically correct sentences, we are aiming to achieve at least yung grammatically correct sentence using the patterns, using the vocabularies, and of course the particles. And of course, under the psychomotor domain, at the end of the discussion, ito yung ating pinaka-highlight. No? So for us to be able to respond, to comprehend to questions, no, in Japanese. So these three objectives, hopefully, we can achieve towards the end of our discussion. Okay. Now, let us talk about vocabularies. Okay, in lesson 6, we will be using milk, and this is gyunyu. Gyunyu. Beer in Japanese is biru. So we have hyphenated sound here. So meaning to say it's double E, biru. So it's different from biru, which is building. No? Pag sinabi mong building, wala naman siyang hyphen. So biru lang siya. So in the case of beer, as in iniinom, this is biru. So mahaba po yun. Okay, so how do you say bread? This is pang, pang. So came from Spanish term. So pang, and that's why it was written in katakana. Okay, of course, mahilig ang mga Japanese sa tea. So this is kocha, kocha, which means black or brown tea. Okay, of course, meron pa rin shidi. Okay, so this one is should be small. Okay, so she, de, and then e, contracted sound. So, shidi, dapat yan, shidi, shidi. No? Maliit na dapat. Then, of course, what is fish is sakana. Eggs are tamago. And of course, our favorite vegetables is yasai. Okay, so repeat after me. Gyunyu, biru, pang, kocha, shidi, sakana, tamago, yasai. So these are some of the vocabularies we are going to use later on in our discussion about fixed particles and transitive verbs. Okay, let's have another one. We have fruits, no? We have kudamono. Water is mizu. Of course, green tea ay ocha. Ocha. Juice is juice. Letter in Japanese is tegami. I hope you can still remember yung ating tegami na song. It's a very nice song. Tegami. Okay, and then we have meat is miku. Yan, this is very popular in Japan, particularly during April. So ito yung season nila ng sakura, or this is what they call ohanami, or cherry blossom viewing, wherein everyone is gathering under the trees of the sakura, okay, decorated with lights, and then they drink sake or just talking under the sakura tree just to celebrate, no, the ohanami or the cherry blossom viewing. This is between April and May. So ito yung mga months, no, na may ohanami sa kanila. So o is a prefix to make it polite, and hana from the flower, and mi, ang kanji nito kasi is look, to look, to see, or to watch. So kaya ganun yung naging meaning niya, ohanami. Okay, watching flowers. Okay, and of course, maraming ganito sa Japan. So, niwa is garden. So, napakaganda ng mga niwa sa Japan. So, these are, again, our vocabularies. Kudamono, mizu, ocha, juice, tegami, niku, ohanami, and niwa. Okay, be careful no dun sa ating mga contracted sound, ating mga hyphenated sound. Okay. So also, meron tayong restaurant, okay, tennis, and this one is mise, so mga shops. Then, of course, ang very famous osake, or they call it Japanese rice wine. And yan, saka, they are fond of soccer. Okay? So, ito yung mga vocabularies that we are going to use sa ating grammar explanation.